Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Test. Testing. Hello, Robert. Hi, Stacy. Sorry about yesterday. I wasn't feeling good. I get this vertigo attack occasionally. Okay? And it's very scary. After what I did was, after I sent out the notice that the lesson was canceled, I figured I'd do the 7 p.m. And I took medication, and that was maybe about 11:30, and I went to sleep on the couch, and I didn't wake up until 11:30 at night. So I didn't get too much sleep last night because I was up. I was sleeping all day, and I haven't gotten any sleep today so far. And yeah, it does sound good. You could hear me. The drums, I got new heads I put on. Okay, you get the PDFs? And also tonight's lesson is on my channel. That's MattPatellaLiveLessons.com. www.MattPatellaLiveLessons.com. What do we got here? Okay. You ordered a new monitor. Okay. You got the PDFs. How about you, Stacy? We're going to really, for the next couple lessons, is deal with the 8th note triplet, the quarter note triplet, the half note triplet, and 16th note triplets. I sent it to you, Stacy. You got to check your email. Now, what we've been doing the last couple of lessons, we were interpreting the stick control book instead of 1 and 3 and 4, and we were interpreting the line as 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I said, okay, interpret the lines that way and eliminate the lefts. So if I did line 1, eliminating the lefts with that interpretation, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Line 2 would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Line 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Do we understand that interpretation? A dead battery in a flat tire. Sorry to hear that. That's no joke. So, I at one time did give a lesson with the syncopated rolls. It's in a syncopation book, or the triplet rolls. This is just another type of the same thing, but it's another type of a triplet roll. It's another concept. This time we're going to play just the rights, no matter where they fall, right or left, as accents. For example, the first one would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now that's the one interpretation we're working with today. If I went to line 2, it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? Hey, Seth. You get the PDF, Seth? Seth? All right, I'm very early. Let's just talk a little bit, then we'll do the lesson. Hey, does the snare sound okay? All right, Robert understands it. Stacy, sorry about the dead battery and the flat tire. And hello, Seth. Now check for your PDFs, and we'll go. I'll wait a little bit before I really start the lesson. I'll start the lesson at 1. I wanted to come on early just to see if it was working. All right, Seth. Good for you. All right, well, I'm not doing half note triplets today. That'll come maybe tonight or maybe Monday afternoon. Next week we're on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Remember, I gave the Friday because I was out. We were out Monday, then yesterday. I apologize about that. I don't know if anybody here has experienced vertigo, but man, that is no joke. That's pretty scary. All right, thank you, Stacy. All right, anyway, do you have any questions about the last couple of lessons that we've done? And I'm sorry about all this inconvenience because I like to do 4 lessons on YouTube and 4 lessons on my site. And I apologize, but shit happens. Nothing I can do about it. Do we have any questions on the lessons that we've gone over? The last couple lessons? Like a review? Because we're going to be working with the triplets. One exercise you want to do for this particular approach is 1 measure of 8th note triplets and 1 measure of a triplet roll back and forth like this. I'll do it slow. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 3 4. Got it? That's not the snare sound I like. Let me try this one here. Sounds too tinny. All right. So we're doing 1 measure of 8th note triplets. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. We get that? 1 measure of 8th note triplets, 1 measure of 8th note triplet roll. All right? I didn't do anything last night. I didn't do a lesson. I was sick. Remember 1 p.m.? I was going to do 7 p.m., but I just took medication and passed out. All right, but we understand the triplet, what we did the last couple of days, the interpretation of the stick control book. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just did the first line, eliminating the lefts, counting instead of 8th notes, counting it as quarter notes. So that was a 4 measure increment. So I'm eliminating the lefts, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, who's here? Okay. Hey, Jimmy. And here's what we're doing now. We're taking the triplet. That's underlined. And now, on the count of 1 and 3, because that's where the right falls, it's going to be an accent. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. The second one, the right shifts over to the 2 and 4. So now we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Got that? Now line 3, 2 rights, 2 lefts. The right's falling 1, 2, 3, 4 is eliminated because with the count we're counting it, but there's nothing there. We eliminated the lefts. So now we're doing underlining triplet, and the accent's going to be on 1 and 3. I mean 1 and 2 rather, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Simple. Got it? Line 4, the right shift over to 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. So you have 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. Look at the levels. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's on one surface. You can run down the whole page like that. It's a good exercise. Okay? Now we took that to another platform, that same thing. Instead of one surface, we took all right-hand accents and put them on the floor tom-tom. All left-hand accents are going to be on the small tom-tom. Now I just changed my heads on the toms. I had ambassadors on here, now I have emperors, and I like the sound better. That's the waters on there. I like the sound. I think they sound better. Okay, so now we're taking line 1. If it was on one surface, the accent's falling on 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're taking that same thing, but we're adding another voice or a couple voices here. The right-hand accent's on the floor tom-tom, left-hand accent's on the small tom-tom, bass drum 1, 2, 3, 4, hi-hat 2 and 4. Here we go, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, line 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so we got line 1 and line 2. What I like to do is do it a couple times and do line 2 a couple times. So I'll take them in increments of 4 measures. Go back and forth. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. 4, 2, line 1. See what I did, guys? Had a little fun with 1 and 2. Do we understand so far what I'm doing? If not, I'll step back a little bit and re-explain it. Yes? No? We understand it? Need some, let me see if I can do this. You understand, Robert? Okay, good. It's pretty simple. Now, I'm going to do a couple more lines. That's how we're interpreting this. Okay? Let's do line 5. because we did line 1, 2, 3, and 4, I think, right? Now line 5, if I take the first increment, right, left, right, right, that's going to be, the accent's going to be on 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the accent. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the second part would be the accent on the 2. 1 and the 2 and the 3. Again, 1 and the 2 and the 3. We got that, right? All right, so far. You like that view? Or the other one better? Okay, so now, that's two interpretations. Right-hand accents on the floor tom-tom, left-hand accents on the small tom-tom, all other notes on the snare drum, bass drum 1, 2, 3, 4, hi-hat, heel and toe, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, this is not today's new lesson, this is sort of a review. What we did is now we took it up a platform again. That's two different ways you're doing this. The third way, and it's kind of difficult to not understand, but to overlap these, but hey, we've done them. So now, we're taking, instead of 8th note triplets, we're going to take 16th note triplets. Now, I'm not sure how familiar you gentlemen or ladies and gentlemen are of the 16th note triplet. Some people get confused and make it a grouping of 6. It's not 6. There's a difference between playing a group of 6 to the quarter note and 16th note triplets. Okay? And I'll demonstrate that in a second. But first let me explain how I'm counting the 16th note triplet. Now, I like to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so in 4/4. So I make every count a triplet. Now watch. Okay, Matt, forget about the overhead. I was just showing off. Let me get the other one up there. Hold on. No, we don't want that one. That's the one we want, right? Okay. Now, what I'm doing, no. The bass drum is not on 1 and 3. When I'm playing 8th note triplets, see, my count is 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. So here's my bass drum. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. My hi-hat is 2 and 4. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. I'm playing 8th note triplets. That's 4 on the floor. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, we revert to now 16th note triplets. So that means I have to get 6 strokes in between each downbeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. This is how I count. 1 and 2. Now, will you see the difference between 8th note triplets? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2. Do we see the difference? I'm going to give you an exercise in a second to work with the 8th note triplets and the 16th note triplets. Now, you can count, if it's better for you to count 1 triplet and triplet, do it. I don't like that. I like to feel that 1 and, that keeps me in the pocket. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and I like that. So, again, I didn't plug the metronome in. Good job, Matt. All right, we're going to do one measure of 8th note triplets, one measure of 16th note triplets. That's my tempo. One more measure. 1, 2, 3. Now 16ths. 1 and 2 and 3. 6. 1. Nah, I'm sorry. I can't talk sometimes to do this. One measure of eighth note triplets. One measure of 16th note triplets. Do we understand the difference? You got it, Robert? The bass drum, I'm 1 and 3. See, everything is related, but I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need the 4 on the floor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. What you want to do is get yourself a number on the metronome and play 16th note triplets for 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, like this. 1, 2. For 3 or 4 minutes. Now there's an illusion there that occurs. You see, it looks like this, but it's not. It's this and this in separate places. See my left hand? It's an eighth note triplet. All right, everybody understands it? Now we go to the 16th note triplet, and we're going to take the same interpretation. Well, what do I say the same? We're going to reference off the stick control book as all rights equal accents. But we're referencing this time, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to reference as written. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, we're going to eliminate the left, so we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Line 2, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We get that interpretation? Now underneath, we're playing the 16th note triplet. So remember, I'm going 1 and 2. Now I'm playing all accents on one surface. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Line 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Line 3. You got it? It's a lot of fun. Line 3. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Then we're going to move it around, and we're going to play again with this approach, all right hand accents on the floor, all left hand accents on the small tom-tom. So I'm going to go in between line 1 and line 2. 1, 3, 4, line 2, 1, and. Got it? And do the whole page down. If you want me to go over some lines that you're not certain of, just throw the numbers out to me and I'll do it for you. And I'll continue going forward with the lesson. Now we're not going to work with this as an exercise today. I just want you to work with this to exercise with and to get used to it. The 8th note triplet and the 16th note triplet, one hand. You already know, and this is getting you ready for up and coming lessons, the left hand is what we're working with. I want to do eighth note triplets with just the left. 1 and the accent on 2, 3, 4. That's down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down. That's the eighth note triplet. Okay? Then, this is hard. You're going to start with, you're going to do the 16th note triplet with the one hand. You're going to go like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So there's two elements there you want. The eighth note triplet with the accent on 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 16th note triplet with the accent on the 1, 2, 3, 4. But now you're getting 1 and, no, I'm sorry, you want to get on a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm sorry. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You got it, guys? I didn't write that out, but I should. Jimmy, Stacy, Seth, we got that? Two different exercises with that left hand. And then I'll get into the PDFs that we did, I sent you guys. Now, way back, I don't know exactly remember the date, but we did syncopated rolls. And we interpreted the stick control book again. We interpreted swung. So don't get confused with that one with this new one. This new one is just another dimension on the triplets. You accented the triplet, the right hand triplets on the floor tom-tom, the left hand triplets on the small tom-tom. So let's not get confused. You understand? You got it? How about you, Jimmy? Stacy? Now, we're going to go back. We're not going backwards, but we're going to the interpretation of doing the stick control book. Instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, we're going to interpret it as 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, we eliminate the lefts. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, that's only one measure of the first measure, but I made it two measures. And now that's cut time. And I'm not going to get into arguing a la breve to somebody who's insistent that it's not cut time. That's cut time. If I go half time, I mean double time, that's straight time. All right, whatever. You got it? You're good? Who says you're good, Jimmy? You? All right, Jimmy and Stacy, before I go any further, I got Mike Lewis coming too. I need a commitment. I want all threes here at one time. So it's either going to be the third week of October, the fourth week of October, or the first week of November. It's the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So guys, please let me know so we can coordinate this, that all three of you are here. And your friend John, okay, Jimmy? So you get 4 people in the same room. No problem, okay? Now let's go to the PDF. This has to do, I think I labeled it Triplet Roll 2001. It should be part 1. So if I look at the right falls on 1 and 3. So I'm going to play this first on one surface. I'm going to have 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. So I'm actually rolling to 1 and 3. 1 and 2. We see that? 1 and 2. And you want to drop the bass drum 4 on the floor, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you want to take the left foot 2 and 4. Here we go. 1, you got 1 and 2 and 3. Stacy. The whole thing is over with, believe me. Alright, don't matter, whenever you can. But that's when I'm going to have it, either the 3rd or 4th weekend of October and the 1st weekend of November. So Jimmy, and I think Seth might come, and John, and Michael Lewis. Okay, guys. You understand the triplet roll? We're stopping 1 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. That's on 1 and 3, and the bass drum's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2. Line 2, the accent's going to be on the 2 and 4. 1 and 2. See that? Line 3 on 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Got it? Understand it? Then we take it to this. 1 and 2. And don't get that confused with the other one, because I'm going to make the distinction on tonight's lesson or starting Monday. Okay? Now, the one thing that I really want you to do, and it's a workout, is that left hand doing the triplet. 8th note triplet and 16th. Don't force it. Make it flow. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and, or 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 ways to interpret that. Now you could do it with the left hand, and don't forget the right, and you could do it with that too. 1, 2, 3, 4. A triplet. 1 and 2 and. And that's no molar. That's not a whip. That's a pump, and that's a natural reflex. A natural approach to drumming. Now, we did cover a lot. If there's something you want me to go over, all right, Jimmy, that's good for you. Is there something you want me to go over that we just did today? Because tonight's going to basically be the same lesson, but we're going to add to it. You should be practicing the triplet and whatever. Okay, not a problem, Seth. We spoke about that. I forgot. That's right. Well, I'd like to get all 4 or 5 people in here at one time, because it doesn't make it easier. It makes it actually harder, because I can't devote to one person. If I devote to one person for 6 hours, that's a long time, and it's not really fair to you, because you're not going to absorb too much in a 6-hour period. But when you have two or 3 or 4 people here, and they're putting their input to you, and vice versa. You and a couple other people are putting your input into somebody else, and it makes it more exciting. Yeah, there's gonna that's there might be a vaccine, but I'll tell you what. My opinion, this is all bullshit. At first it wasn't, but it's calmed down. It's gone. I don't know if you guys watched the news last night, but the governor of Connecticut said schools will be done online until after the election, then you can go. He didn't say anything about a vaccine, then you can go. After the election. It's all political. That's all it is. And yes, you want to be cautious. I understand that. That's not a problem. Okay? But what does the election have to do with going to school? After the election, you can go to school? Does that make any sense? I hate to get into politics, but to me it's bullshit. The flu is more dangerous than this one is now. You're more susceptible to catching the flu. Yeah, well, that's because, when it first came into the U.S. or whatever, yeah, man, it was dangerous. Yeah, it came full force. It's gone now. It's gone. My wife, since inception of this virus, works in a hospital, and she works in the emergency room. Yeah, the first week or two or three, man, they were getting all kinds of positive people that were positive. Now, in the last 2 months, do you know how many people she got that were positive? One. Now you tell me. This thing about wearing face masks. That's nonsense. They have now they're advertising a different kind of mask on television. You could buy. It's like a shield. Instead of over your head, it comes up from under your chin, and it still leaves you all exposed. That's not doing anything. I mean, really. You're more susceptible to catching jaundice than you are this disease now. It's over. You want to be cautious, that's understandable. But to me, it's over. Well, yeah, it killed a couple people. Who got hit hard was all of the Europe and Italy and Portugal and South America. They didn't get, the New York is the one that got it the most because of bad governing, bad moves from, and I don't want to talk politics, the Democratic governors. I mean, that's ridiculous. And now they're blaming it on Trump. Give me a break. Huh. Whether you like Trump or you dislike Trump, he had nothing to do with it. He did everything possible, all right, to help. The flu is more dangerous than this particular, whatever you call it, the China virus or China whatever. Anyway, I'm sorry I even started. I was having a discussion before the lesson with a friend of mine, the Peisty rep, and he doesn't like Trump. Tell me what Trump did for the country. Are you kidding me? It's all money, man. Now they have a big industry making masks and plastic covering. Anything for your almighty buck. Anything to create panic. Anything to control you. This is nonsense. Anyway, I'm not going to start. I could rant for maybe 4 hours. But that's okay. Everybody needs to feel good about themselves, feel comfortable about themselves to be productive. So if you decide that you can't wait for a vaccine, the vaccine might be here next week. And man, there's no way I'm taking the vaccine. I never had a flu shot. I'm not going to take this vaccine shot. I don't know. Maybe I'll start growing horns after it. Who knows? Anyway, any questions, guys? Okay, any questions? I don't mean to scare everybody off. I'm not a. It's being proven. It's uh, it's going to be approved. But I wouldn't take it. I don't take no medication like that. Only for my vertigo. Ha! Wow, what a drag that was. I don't know if anybody here has ever experienced vertigo, but it is scary. Okay, guys, no questions. We'll see everybody tonight. MattPatellaLiveLessons.com. Got it, guys? Before I sign off, well, whatever that might be, Jimmy. Okay, guys. Tonight, MattPatellaLiveLessons.com, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You too, guys. Have a good weekend. If you don't see me tonight, I don't see you tonight.